Hey guys, so as you can see, you kind of already know what time it is. If you look at the title, it's time for part 2 of that video that I made on the Red Titan, and wow, I appreciate you guys' views and support. Thank you all for that 200 views on that one video. I couldn't have thanked you enough. So, let's get into it. Yeah, so this is Tiny Sailor's World. It's like a ship-based simulation game where you can kind of just drive ships, crash them. Basically, you can do whatever you want with them. You can roleplay and all that. But I'm here to give you a backstory. So yeah. Also, why was that ship British? It should be American. Okay, now it's American. So this was the Red Titan during construction. And it was it's pretty big for the first ship. But the one that I showed you in that last video was even bigger. So yeah. Wait. Okay, what is registry? Warp. Okay, why is it censored? Should not be censored. I'll just put NYC. Is that fine? Okay, good. New York City. So this is what the ship looked like during construction. And let me just go build the ship, like right now. So let me just go. Okay, there's those beautiful funnels. The 5-bladed Bro, oh my, I hate when I stutter. Anyway, propeller. Okay, yeah, I got it right that time. Yippee! Anyway, yeah, so the five propellers, very iconic. It's seen on the second ship too, I think. Yo, watch out! What are you doing? Whatever, I don't really care about that anyway. Anyway, yeah, there's the funnels, the classic red and black. So before the Red Titan 2, it actually used to have a color of white too. Yeah, but then I guess the Titan Ocean team, or also called the Titanium Ocean team, just decided to get rid of the white because it would just ruin the purpose of the Red Titan. So yeah, and then they would paint the ship, the classic black hull. So let me just find lower hull. Okay, now it's black. And before, the superstructure was never colored. It was just white. Remember what I said about the white? And the lifeboats were red, though. The lifeboats were red. The lifeboats were red. So, yeah. And that was the completion of the Red Titan, made by the Titanium Ocean team, founded in New York. This was actually one of her routes, her destination, San Francisco, I think. Wait, is this? Yeah. So this is where this was her first city to go to. Yes, I know it's a long trip crossing the Panama River and all that, or the crossing between Panama, but she made it here at least. So yeah. The ship was one of its kind at the time. It was deemed almost the fastest ship. It went pretty fast. Its horn was also very nice. Yes, very beautiful. So the ship basically, some people are gonna think, oh, this dude's gonna say this thing sank, didn't it? Nope. It actually was scrapped because it was this. At the time, it was just, never mind. It's just nothing really bad happened between her voyage and all that. So she was just in service. No problems, nothing crazy. She was just in service till she had to get scrapped for money, of course. So yeah, the ship served on a legacy from 2005 to 2010. It doesn't seem that long, only 5 years of service. But it's just they wanted the money, okay? The people are just like that. I don't know. Okay, no offense for saying that. It's just some people want money. So yeah, she served well. Her legacy goes on. For some reason, people would always think she would sink in the weirdest ways. Like people would think she sinks like this while she was driving. People think she would just break up in V-brake randomly, but it just never happened. And the people's calculations were just wrong. They thought that she was going to sink, but she didn't. And yeah, the ship carried on a legacy. Also, the ship didn't actually sink though. This is just people's concept on how it sank. Like, this is how people think it would sink if it did sink. But yeah, the ship sunk. This is how the people would think it would sink. So yeah, that's basically how we got the. Okay, why is there a rubber duck here? And what ship is this anyway? It's an American battleship. I know that. I can't really tell. Could be the Iowa, or I don't know. But anyway, yeah. So that's basically how the Red Titan 2 was gonna come. But you might think that the Titan class would end there. You're wrong. They're making a new ship, the Blue Star. Well, it was owned by another company, but the Blue Star was a ship made by the Blue Star Line. What do you think? It was an Australian shipping company, and they had this ship for at least 26 years. Yeah, that's a pretty long legacy there. After a while, though, the ship kind of lost its, presence. People kind of forgot about it. Its sales went down. No one really cared about it anymore. Others like the big ships and all that. But on the morning of June 21st, 1997, the Blue Star Line sold and put the ship up for sale for any other shipping companies to buy. In 2010, when the Titan shipping company needed a new ship for their class, they took the Red Titan 2, also known as the Trianic, saying if they could have it from the White Star Line, since the White Star Line wasn't really doing anything with it. So they fixed it up and turned it into the Red Titan 2. Now, if we go to 2013, the Titan Shipping Company is still thinking for a new ship. And then they remember when they were looking for a new ship in the 2000s, they remember a deal that was sitting there the whole time. And it said, from the Blue Star Line, we were wondering that if you wanted our old ship that served for 26 years. We didn't really want it anymore, so we were wondering if you could buy it from us. You guys seem like a very strong company due to your name. But the Titan team ignored it. They feel like the Blue Star Line wasn't really that reliable. They didn't know how reliable and good they were. So they went to the White Star Line and they bought off the Gigantic. That was the start of the first Red Titan. And then they bought from the White Star Line again. And yeah, that's kind of what happened. And then in 2013, the White Star Line didn't have any more huge ships that they weren't really working on. So they finally went back to the Blue Star Line. And they got the Blue Star back from the Blue Star Line. The ship was pretty old. Kind of rusted. Nothing crazy. The ship was just rust, kind of. It was just been sitting in It's been sitting in the dock of the Blue Star Line for a while. So the Titanium Ocean Team / Titan, the Titan Ocean Team, they decided to buy the ship. And, well, they drove it. They drove it all the way from San Francisco all the way to New York. They docked it at the shipyard to start constructing. Somehow, the Blue Star's horn still works. And that's possible. The ship was tugged, though, by 2 tenders into the dock. The ship was sitting near the shipyard. A lot of people started noticing the ship. Some senior citizens of New York who used to that used to be on the ship noticed, and they started cheering. They loved the ship. It's just they forgot about it. The ship carried on a legacy. It's just the people forgot the legacy that it was carrying. Everyone was excited for the Red Titan 3. And who knows what wonders will happen? What will the Titanium Ocean Team do to the ship? We may never know. But just kidding. So that's kind of the backstory on the Titan Ocean Team. There'll be a part 3 on info on the Red Titan 3, on progress on the building and its completion. Bye guys, thanks for watching.